Russell was born in 1982 in Coventry, West Midlands, England. Public records contain almost no details about his childhood, family life, or early years beyond his birthplace and date of birth. We do know that by adulthood, he had become a brown sugar user and had experienced periods of homelessness and rough sleeping. His defense barrister later described him in court as a rather sad and pathetic individual. In October 2020, at the age of 38 and living in Riley Square, Russell carried out a 7-day campaign of unaliving, SA, and robbery across Coventry and the Leamington Spa area. On the 21st of October 2020, he invited his 32-year-old friend, David Williams, into his flat on the premise of indulging in street substances. But once inside, Russell attacked him, restricted his airway with a lanyard, unalived him, and hid the body under his bed. The post-mortem later revealed 87 separate injuries. The motive, according to prosecutors, was Russell's mistaken belief that David was engaging in spicy time with his girlfriend. Astonishingly, Russell then helped David's mother, 58-year-old Julie Williams, search for her missing son while the body remained concealed in the flat. In desperation, Julie called West Midlands police to report that her son had been missing for 2 days. Little did she know, the man responsible was the friend stood by her side, and she was next on his list. On or around the 25th of October, when Julie became suspicious, Russell confessed his crime to her, then unalived her in her own home. She sustained 113 separate injuries, including trauma to the head and neck. He unalived her specifically to prevent her from contacting the police again. The previous day he had robbed a 78-year-old man of cash and a mobile phone, allowing him to flee Coventry. He used public transport to reach Kenilworth, where he robbed a 71-year-old woman of £200 by grabbing her bag and dragging her along the ground. On the 26th of October 2020, Russell met and befriended a homeless couple begging on the streets of Leamington Spa. They smoked some street herbs together and discussed 31-year-old Nicole McGregor's pregnancy. She even showed Russell a picture of her baby scan. On the promise of supplying more street substances, he lured her to an isolated woodland at Ubold Common. There, he essayed her and then constricted her airway, eventually unaliving her. He left her body in dense undergrowth near the River Leam. Russell later pretended to help Nicole's boyfriend, the unborn child's father, search for her, even making the comment, "I bet you can't wait for it to be born," despite knowing she had passed away. Nicole's body was found on the 29th of October, showing scratches, bruises, and signs she had been dragged. But Russell wasn't done and the rampage continued. His next victim was a 75-year-old man who was attacked in his home, and afterwards Russell stole his Ford C-Max car. A nationwide manhunt followed, which was described as one of the largest in recent UK history, requiring collaboration between West Midlands, Warwickshire, and Staffordshire police. On the 3rd of October 2020, armed officers spotted the stolen red Ford C-Max parked on a road near Burton-upon-Trent, Staffordshire. As they cautiously approached, they found Russell asleep in the back seat of the car. When first questioned, he stayed silent with a blanket over his head. He later admitted the 3 unalivings, the robberies, and the wounding of the carjacking victim, but denied SAing Nicole McGregor. In February 2022, Russell stood trial at Warwick Crown Court for the aggravated SAing of Nicole. The jury could not reach a verdict and a retrial took place in March 2022. After 3 days of evidence, including testimony from Nicole's boyfriend, Christopher, the jury returned a unanimous guilty verdict on the SA charge in just over an hour. On the 11th of March 2022, Mr. Justice Wall sentenced him in his absence. This was because Russell refused to attend court, and to forcibly place him in a prison van would have endangered staff. He received whole life orders for each of the 3 unalivings, meaning he will never be eligible for parole. In addition, he received lengthy sentences for the SA, assaults, and robberies. The judge described Russell as exceptionally dangerous and manipulative, and said the case fell fairly and squarely within the category for whole life terms. The judge stated, "You are a man prepared to use very significant unsafe behavior on anyone. You are exceptionally dangerous to those who know you, and those who do not." A Crown Prosecution Service lawyer noted that the attacks were deliberate, cold-hearted and designed to achieve his own ends. Russell was sent to HM Prison Frankland, a high-security Category A prison in County Durham that holds some of Britain's most dangerous offenders. As a whole-life prisoner, he faced the prospect of passing away behind bars with no hope of release. Little public information exists about his day-to-day prison life, but he was assigned to workshop duties alongside other long-term inmates. On the 26th of February 2026, while working in a prison workshop, Russell attacked 52-year-old Ian Huntley, the former school caretaker, convicted in 2003 of unaliving 10-year-olds Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman. According to reports, a fight broke out due to alleged bullying by Huntley. Russell grabbed a heavy metal pole and struck Huntley repeatedly. He suffered catastrophic brain trauma and was taken to hospital where he passed away 9 days later. On the 10th of March 2026, Russell was charged with Huntley's unaliving. Because he was already serving an irreducible whole-life sentence, the new charge changed nothing about his release prospects. If you'd like to hear about Ian Huntley's crime, please check out my other videos. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications.